that is known as Demon on DeviantArt, and this is my eye tutorial that was voted #1 for people to learn on my DeviantArt poll. Now, originally I was probably going to make the normal screen cap, you read it kind, but then I thought this would probably be a much better way to learn, as I learn better through videos and not through having to read it, see step by step, because I think it just shows you and explains it a little bit better if you see it through like step by step, like even the step things in between. And also there's kind of a wording barrier sometimes, like I'll say something and it might mean something totally different to you. So I'll just show it to you right here. Okay. Now for this tutorial, I should probably use a more common thing such as Photoshop, but I'm not going to because eyes are very simple. So my process for doing eyes are pretty much can be used in any program. So I'm going to do this in one of my personal favorites, and that's Paint Tool Sai. Now the reason why I like Paint Tool Sai is because it usually helps me with like things such as flipping the image, and its way of mixing colors and blending them are all it's all really good. To me personally. Now a lot of people may beg to differ and be like, oh well this one does a good job too. But this is just mine personally. Okay, so for drawing the eye, let's open a new file here. For drawing the eye, you'll want to have, let's make a little head right now. Let's draw a little head. Blur tool. Yeah, probably not the best head ever. Okay, so you want to draw a head or something. And one of the ways that I make my line art, other than just drawing it, is usually I'll double the size of the image and just shrink it down later. That makes it look nice and pretty. So for drawing the eyes, you'll want to start off with the basic art shape or whatever shape you want. For this I'm going to be using rounded eyes. I'm a big fan of rounded eyes because, you can put live, bigger, and all sorts of stuff into them. And usually the cold eyes, they're the rectangle eyes can use for cold, lonely, emotionless, or other emotions that are like stern and such. Not really warm, friendly emotions. Whereas most of my art pictures I try to give a warm, happy feeling, so I use rounded eyes a lot. Okay, so you can see that I'm adding eyelashes. Now, this isn't a must for everyone. It's all about personal taste. If you want eyelashes, you add eyelashes. Now, you'll see how this eye is really small. I'm not making it too big because I like details in it, but I also like it to be looking like it fits in right there, not like, it stands out because it's way too big or way too detailed. That's usually one of the most common flaws amongst beginner anime artists, is that they'll make the eyes way too big, way too detailed, or something. So one of my best advice is try not to do that. Anyway, see, like you just saw, I just flipped the image. That's one of my serious plus sides. You can just go up there and it literally flips it 180. Well, not 180. Anyway, so you draw the second eye. Also, another good thing about flipping is that you're able to tell if your picture looks good. If it looks normal, if it doesn't look weird whenever you flip it, chances are it probably looks fine. Now, to me personally, you may make it tilt someone who's tilting, or slanting or something, so it may look weird. But all you have to do is just picture them straight or something. That's just to practice anatomy or something. That's a nice little trick. Okay, so you have your eyes drawn. And like I said, they're not too detailed or anything, they're just there. See, so if you were to add on some hair, it would look perfectly natural and all. Because, like, well, my hair is probably reached a detail level where it does look like it's missing and like not like, it stands out or anything. So it's all about a matter of detail. How much details do you want to add into it? If you aren't willing to add too many details, try not to make a detailed eye, unless you're making the eyes a focal point. If you're making the eyes a focal point, you may want to try that, but be very careful as you can probably get out of hand and it makes it look creepy and not very normal-like. Okay, so now you have your eyes drawn. Okay, so what now would you do? Well, I drew a picture for this very tutorial, and this is my original character Fiat in my story Hawthorne. I haven't really mentioned her name anywhere, but I will say that she's actually a very important character, but I'm not going to go very much into detail about like who she is, what she does, and all of that, mostly because it's really complicated and yeah. Okay, so if you want to color it, here's how I'd recommend. You don't want to get splotches, how it's already white. Well, white is also involved in the coloring of eyes. So what you want to do is you want to find like a gray color or whatever color you find best for the background. Just fill it in the background. Okay, now as you know, I just filled it in with the bucket tool, but it didn't show up. Why is this? Because I saved it as a portable network graphics file, and it then saved the white pixels, not as transparent pixels, but as actual white pixels. Also, this is a little trick if you ever scan in your artwork and stuff, instead of having to like use the magic eraser tool or something, just go to the blend mode or layer mode or something, you hit multiply. Look at that. Okay. So for coloring the eyes, you'll want to start off with the background of them first. You want to work your way up. So you'll fill in white here. Color in the white. Now usually, even me, I sometimes will forget to add this whenever I'm like coloring on the skin, because it's really overlooked at first. But it's for the shading of the eyelid, that's where you kind of need the white part. So you may actually end up remembering it then. That's where I usually end up remembering it, when I get to that part. Okay, so I've added white to the eyes in the given areas. Now I want to add the base color. I guess I'll make it blue. Alright. So pretty much I'm just laying down base colors, not